Okay, making some adjustments initially with the Legere soprano reed or any of the Legere reeds. Definitely recommend the Black Diamond tool. Works really well on the Legere reeds. And we kind of design the alloy and the coatings with this, the hard diamond coatings, to actually work real effective with the Legere, because the Legere does have a tendency to fray, the way their polymer is designed and so forth. The first thing I would do is just a very light sweep. Again, doing a flattening of the back. And with the Legere, I'm just kind of letting the tool just really just pick up any of this peach fuzz, anything that might be out of square. Sometimes just in the machining process, there could be a little ridge, any little bit of a burr or anything. So you could see we just took off a little bit that was there. You don't want to get in there too much to try to take some of the surface finish out of the Legere reed, because they actually put that in for a reason, to kind of add tone to the reed. But just very lightly, again, you can see we're just picking up some of that peach fuzz. So this is going to allow the reed to lay very flat on your mouthpiece, which again is going to increase the response. A couple other areas I would go from there on the Legere is sometimes right in the rail area here. I can almost feel right on this side that it's a little bit more resilient to bending. So sometimes these areas in here, if we can just soften those, and with the Black Diamond using the curve here, or you can use the edges too, but the curve is really nice. And when you make the adjustment in Legere, I generally just go one direction. I could come back a little bit, but I'm not really going back and forth, because then you start to get the fibers up, you start to fray the reed. So you can see we just did a little adjustment there. I can come right up the rails over here. You can see we're just peeling that up or so slightly. See, so we're getting a little bit more flexibility in there. Another move that I make is coming almost like doing a channel adjustment. Coming right up in here. If we see this pencil, let's see if I can get that to come on there a little bit. You can see that right in this area right here. This is going to kind of free up the reed and free up the vibrations a little bit. And I actually use the pencil eraser radius that we have with the ReedGeek. And instead of coming up this way, I'll do this with the double reed tools too. We actually just start coming up this way. So you can see this. I'm just making a nice little channel scrape right in from the rail. It's almost like on either side of the heart. I'll do that. And actually, I'll actually take that and sometimes come right in. In this way, I might come in a little bit with just that radius, and I will kind of dig up and then just kind of pull back lightly, where I'm just kind of building a little bit, going right into the ears of the reed, almost into the wings right in here. You can see I've just loosened this up a lot. Just kind of going into the wings of the reed. So that would be the initial thing. And then also, as I do and I show in the single reed, is just defining that V. Again, with the Legere, with the Black Diamond, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to kind of make my adjustment going into that V area. So if I draw with the pencil, we're kind of working on either side of that V as if we had our heart in here. So we're kind of freeing this up. I can tell it's a little bit denser, or a little bit more, again, resilient on this side. So I'll come in here, again, just with my ReedGeek, and I might just use the side. And again, I'm just kind of fanning up with that, just kind of going forward. So we're not adding a lot of fraying, to the reed and so forth. From there, that's going to be, I would go ahead and start working and trying this reed out. From there, with the plaque engaged, the other adjustment, or just with the plaque, you can also use the plaque. Sometimes if it's still a little bit too stiff, like between the 2.5, or 3.5, sometimes it's that spine area. So once again, I can use the curve here in the Black Diamond, and you can do this on the plaque or in your hand. I'll just work up that spine. I'm actually picking up, if you see this, I'm actually on that reed. I was picking up a little bit still on that rail. So that rail was a little bit higher than the front of that. So I might just go into my hand here. See, now I'm getting into the spine. And again, I'm really kind of working my way up all the way to the tip there. So that little bit on Legere with the polymer goes a long way. It's a little bit different than cane. I might move a little bit more wood if this was a cane reed, but with the Legere, small adjustments go a long way. So this would be, again, where I would start. So once again, I'm, always on a new reed. If I was there at the factory, I would be there making sure every reed was perfectly flat if I was a person with a ReedGeek. So that's what I would do on the bottom. Again, we're laying flat, and then often, like I said, working the rail of the reed, coming up. The rail is one area that you really have to be careful just to go one direction with the Black Diamond, so we don't get that to fray that much in there. And then we're working kind of that channel adjustment that I showed, working right up on either side of the heart. This is kind of freeing up the vibrations into the reed a little bit. I would do that on both sides, and again, working the wings, like I showed, coming up in here. And again, any part of the tool that you feel like you want to work with. I could do that as I showed with my tip pencil eraser going up this way. I can also do the back. I'm kind of pushing up this way, or I would just use the side of the tool kind of working up that way. And then finally, you can, if you still feel it's a little stiff, coming in with the curve and working back, just bringing down that spine. That's what that curve does. On the cane reed, you're actually recontouring that spine a little bit. You're bringing it down, flattening it out, getting a little more vibration in there, and probably a little bit more openness and buzz to the reed also. So hopefully that helps. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me anytime. Thank you.